Don't ask me why, but you know how I have the Boba Fett
Mm-hmm.
helmet? I also plan on getting one that is a transformer.
Like a Optimus Prime helmet or like a Bumblebee helmet.
Um, it's Soundwave, the one that changes into a
Oh yeah.
boombox. I kind of really want it, and I kind of want to make. Well, kind of really want it. No, I plan on getting it. It was supposed to come out in February, but it got pushed till May. So the money that's taken out for it is going to be in a while. But like, this is the reason why is that I would love to use it and make a fucking cardboard Soundwave like cosplay costume
Mm-hmm.
thing, and use that helmet.
I mean, yeah, why not? Like it's Soundwave is probably the easiest transformer to do. Not only that, you could totally get like one of those flush mount speaker things that like you put on stuff and it turns into like a boombox. Yeah, no.
Oh,
I
fair.
I can't I think they're called like audio drivers or something like that. But basically it's a speaker that vibrates whatever it's connected to create the sound as opposed to the like an actual regular diaphragm that moves. Yeah,
Okay. No, that
yeah.
makes sense.
But like you could totally do that and be like walking around as like, Soundwave.
Jeez.
That'd be
I like the
yeah, that'd
idea.
be pretty cool.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out just because I don't have until May, and also also I think in May is going to be Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim, which I am attending as well. Or at least I hope I'm able to attend because right now I'm currently in a position of trying to what do you call it? I'm currently in a position trying to get a new gig, and I have an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to work on a tour of something, and I will not put it down here just because, you know, it's just an opportunity. Nothing set in stone unless we find out next time we record. Um, but if things do run in my favor, it actually goes up until May. So there's that
That'd be
as well.
pretty sweet. I severely hope that you get
Yeah,
this, bud.
I do too. I do too, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I,
Will you still be able to do our
hopefully
weekly podcast though?
we are going to have to plan to like double record in whatever days. Otherwise, I am bringing I am
Everything
bringing
with you.
everything with
Yeah.
me, which I don't know if we're ready
No, we
for.
we definitely are not ready to make this particular recording setup mobile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at all. I mean, if I'm able to, I will, but it would require me to. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to try and make it work because I'm trying to think because I don't have a laptop,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have a laptop. I don't have a portable computer in order to utilize. So in case I travel, otherwise I might have to make some opportunities in order to do so or borrow from somebody
I mean, like
at
worst case
that point in time.
scenario, we could do like a trash audio version where you use your voice recorder app on your phone. Like you use like voice memo and then like also have I don't know, can you have like a voice recording going while you're also doing in like a phone call? I don't know.
Well, the only way that it would work out that way is if I bring two devices that could record
Yeah, that's
audio.
what I thought. Like one like trash audio from like your phone and then like maybe like I don't know, we'll like Discord on Switch or something. I don't know. Is Discord even
Right?
on
Well,
Switch? I don't know.
no, it's not. But I have two
Yeah.
devices that I could use to do
Okay,
so.
sweet. Okay.
But just in case, but at the same time too, it's like, all right, cool,
Yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the butt
um
to
w-
like upload and download and then like edit.
especially for recording like a couple hours at a time. Yeah, and especially I think the hardest part would probably be uploading if I am traveling.
Yeah, that'd be a pain.
um
Like, there's no guarantee that you'd have like a good Wi-Fi connection anywhere you end up.
right, unless you see me like in the lobby of some hotel and plugged in directly, so I have to bring my own like 4 foot Ethernet cable with
Mhm.
me. Or, I'll bring the whole 50-foot cord that I have here at home. So
Yeah.
at least I'll have range to at
Yeah,
least
I
go
have a
someplace.
couple of those. Well, those are like definitely useful, especially back in the days of LAN parties. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Um, so that's an option as well. So when it comes to recording, and if I do get that gig, it will be, it's English. It will be
Yeah.
doable.
And then after it's all done, you get to tell us about it.
Yeah. After it's done, considering if I do get get the
Yes,
position.
indeed.
So
So
we'll
we
see.
shall see.
We'll see what
No,
happens.
he's actually a Russian spy.
We
everybody.
shall.
I'm just saying. He's a Filipino.
Don't say that.
Filipino
Don't.
Russian spy.
This is hard times that we're in right now. How dare you, sir? How dare
No,
you?
it is hard times, and
Um,
it's a really interesting time, and my heart goes out to all the people that are suffering because of what's going on. And that's actually everyone in the world because of the way trade works. Like,
yeah. But you know what's not hard times? A word from our sponsor.
I was
I'm just
like,
kidding. Go
a
ahead.
word from our sponsor, Russian vodka. Russian vodka. Drink it, it drinks you. No.
Roses are red, violets are blue. In Soviet Russia, bomb writes you. That's still one of my favorite
Yeah.
jokes. But yeah, but in all seriousness, like it's troubling times, and we're here for some good vibes.
Good vibes, chill, talk about some nostalgia stuff.
Funny stuffs, hilarious stuffs. Speaking of hilarious stuffs, Caleb,
Yes.
have you gone to the theaters yet and seen Jackass Forever?
No, I have not, and I don't think I will.
Pourquoi?
Why?
Why?
Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Sorry. Sorry. I'm remembering, I think that's South Pacific. Yeah, anyway. This is like really random, like, blast from the past. Anyway, I don't. Like, I used to really like Jackass, but now that I'm older, all I can think is, like, why would you purposefully wreck your body in that way? Like,
Right.
I used to think it was funny, and then I liked Nitro Circus because I thought it was just more cool stuff. And then that basically spawned
Right.
the people are awesome trend on YouTube, where, like, they would just, like, film people doing stuff that was really cool, and I thought that was really cool. And then there's like the fail compilations of like everyone else that was trying to do the really cool stuff, and like I don't,
But
but
didn't.
didn't. Yeah, no. I mean, the person who can do a backflip has probably failed doing a backflip more than I've ever tried doing a backflip. So that's
Yeah.
fair.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is because a lot of people went down the same path you did, right? And when it came to the movie Jackass 3, it didn't hit, right? It didn't hit because it's like these people are sober and they're doing really silly and really stupid things to their bodies.
And all I can think is like, I used to think this was funny. I used to think this is entertaining. Now I'm just
Right.
cringing the entire time.
Right. What do you call it? The third movie, that's where that comes from. This fourth one, I don't get that sense. I get the sense of like there are some things that's like very not cringy, but just like oh my god, like shock factor. But the fourth one, it brings up a lot of like, okay, these are older people who used to do really dumb shit, doing it in a smart way that it's like, okay, it's to their age appropriate. Like,
Yeah, but like,
I don't think
okay, so like the thing that made Jackass like amazing was the subversion of expectations, right? Like the weird, like the Wee Man gag, right? So like Preston would chase Wee Man around in like their
Yeah.
underwear. That was hilarious. And then like the way it all culminated together is like at the end there's like a whole bunch of midgets chasing Preston away and like just so there's a shock factor, and it was entertaining because it was kind of absolutely ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah, that aspect is heavily enforced in this new one. Just letting you know. I'm not telling you to watch it. I just asked you if you
Okay.
did. I just say I'm letting you know it has the homey campy feel of the first two movies without anyone really like giving you that shock factor of oh my god, other than like one or two things.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, also there's a lot of penis.
I mean, it's a bunch of dudes. Like, you're not going to get away. Like, I mean, wasn't there like, when in the second one, didn't Bam Margera get like a penis branded on his butt? Like,
Yeah, yeah. That to me that was funny,
like,
right?
all I can
It's
think
like
is like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Like, yes, I think it's funny, but like, I don't know. I feel like dumb teenage me grew up between episode like the first two movies and the third movie, and by the time the third movie came out, I thought myself too old to find it funny anymore, and therefore I found it
right,
not as funny.
right, right. I mean, I was the
Yeah.
same way. The third one is not my favorite of the
Yeah.
three. This fourth one, that's why I'm telling you right now. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I'm not trying to tell you to go watch it. But what I am telling you is that it is way better than expected than the third movie. Because these guys are not trying to do stupid stunts to like get that shock value. They're doing stupid things that are equally hilarious. Like for example, like racing against like Steve-O racing against Machine Gun Kelly by getting hit by the giant hand, and whoever loses gets slapped by the giant hand into the pool. Like, to me, it's just like it's mildly alongside of like Japanese game show.
Okay, yeah, like MXC.
silly.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of silly. Like, there's some things that are that kind of silly. There are definitely some things that are just like really dumb. And then there are things that are just like it's well rounded. I will say it's well rounded just because of the age of these
Yeah.
people. Like,
I mean, see, like, Johnny Knoxville is almost old enough where he can do the grandpa skit just normally.
exactly, and they joke around that quite a bit
Yeah.
in the movie. Because like one of the biggest things is like during the interviews was that it was like Johnny Knoxville went to his movie with black hair and then he came out gray, you know. So yeah, that's basically what I'm telling you. It's like for me, I enjoyed Jackass Forever not only because I have a personal I have a personal friendship with Danger Aaron because he used to be a photographer at said venue, and what ended up happening was that just being able to see a lot of the things that went on. Like there are things that like shock value, like in the trailers. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the trailers, but in the trailer, Johnny Knoxville puts Aaron in shackles, pours honey on him, and salmon, and then a bear comes out of a garage. Yeah, so to me that's not cringy, but that's really incredibly fucking stupid. You know, it's like.
Gosh. I don't know. Like, I might give it a chance later, but as of right now, my mindset is I've grown up, I've moved on from like that type of comedy to some degree. Of course I will laugh my ass off at it eventually, but like as of right this second, I think my time would be better spent, watching stupid YouTube videos.
Yeah. Think about it this way. The thing about Jackass 3 that didn't make it so good, that didn't make it a good like Jackass movie, was that they were trying to do the same things that they did in the first two movies but sober. And it didn't work.
No.
Because there are some things that's like inherently bad. It's like you're sober and you're not stupid and fucked up to do this. You learned your lesson and you're doing the same shit again. That's what made it
Yeah.
cringy, right? This one is like it's more age appropriate to them. And they brought Youngblood to go and do like those stupid things that made Jackass Jackass.
They got new people?
Like,
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that. I didn't know that at all. I thought it was just like I don't know. I just thought it was like everyone that's still alive that
Yeah.
just
Bam was cut out for most of the movie because him breaking contract multiple times
sound
during
sounds about
production.
right.
and unfortunately it's because of his problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he still hasn't recovered from Ryan Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like Chris Pontius, in most of the stunts, he doesn't do anything too excessive. Most of the time, he just shows his dick, like party boy, whatnot, whatever, whatnot. So it's just like it's appropriate for who they are. Like Preston's there, but he doesn't, he doesn't do stunts that gets him hurt.
I mean,
So
like,
it's
probably
like,
the funniest thing that he did was, like, how terrified he was climbing up this stupid thing to fall into the foam pit, and they got lost for, like, 30 minutes.
yeah, that, and also my other favorite one was when they did the bungee cord with Wee Man, the human
Mm-hmm.
bungee cord, right? Because the thing about Preston is that he's afraid of heights, and he is a big trooper to
Oh,
do
yeah.
so. So
Like,
it's
he's
just like,
terrified. Like, I think he was crying the entire way up, like, the ladder for that, as well as, like, the blob. Like, when they jump
yeah,
into, the river blob or whatever, the thing that, like, launches people into
yeah,
the
yeah,
air. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like, it very much so also feels like a lot of like the stunts and whatever whatnot kind of feels like Wild Boys type stuff, where it was lighthearted but still
Mm-hmm.
stupid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was the feel I got from watching it, because I didn't get really much nostalgia feel when I watched it. I got more so like, okay, I could appreciate this, because it's like it was very thought through, and it's not like, oh, here's some stupid ass shit that we could probably
Mm-hmm.
do. Let's do it. It's more like, oh, this was thought through. Let's see if we could get it, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's no harassment of fear or whatnot. Like, it's just more so like, okay, let's see if we could get the shot, or something really dumb. Like,
All I can think is
I
it, like, if anything, it, like, rounds out, because it's going to be the last Jackass of all time, right? Like, they're not going to make, like a fifth one.
they might. Obviously, it's going to be heavily with these new people, but
I don't know.
like,
So, like, if,
ju-
if it were, like, a swan song, like, it's their last thing, like, that's just, it's, like, saying goodbye to, like, I don't know,
mhm.
15 years of dumbassery.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that they had to do for it. I know there was a lot of things because they did a lot of production with Bam. I'm assuming like some of the good stuff they did with Bam,
Mm-hmm.
and because like there's some people from the last two, like the first three movies that didn't make an appearance. So my guess is that they would probably show up in those skits with Bam involved, because a lot of them were heavily
Mm-hmm.
with Bam. Um, but we might get that at 3.5 or 4.5 or another Jackass movie. But at this point, it's like Knoxville said that if they decide to do another Jackass show or like another movie, he'll be involved, but he won't be
Yeah, no, he won't
participating.
be part of the stunts. And, like, I think it was the third movie where he said he permanently wears a cup now, just to
Yeah.
because apparently people think it's funny to punch him in the nuts in, like, real life.
Well, that he wears a, and also like he has a catheter because on one of the stunts with the bull, like it basically broke his
Oh,
pelvis,
wow.
and yeah, so there's a lot of history about that. But yeah, there's something that happened in this last movie that he was like, "All right, I'm
Yeah.
done,"
Well,
you
I
know.
would hope so. Dude's
And
like, I don't know. He's old. He's like really old.
yeah, they're basically almost all of them are almost in their all of them almost are all in their 40s, because when Jackass first came out, Steve was 26.
That. Yeah. No.
And that was 20 years ago. So he's like they're almost all in their 50s. He's one of the oldest ones
Yeah.
too,
No.
but
Like,
like Bam should be early 40s, if that.
it's really weird to think that I grew up watching these people. Like,
Right? But they also taught us to do things that we shouldn't do. But they also taught people to do things that they shouldn't do but did
mm-hmm.
anyway. And you know what? I'm all for it, because that's Darwinism,
Yeah. No.
baby.
Try everything,
Like,
but be careful.
get rid of the stupid. To be honest, I don't know how I feel, but like when it comes to Darwinism, I'm like some people, I'm like,
Natural
ugh,
selection exists naturally. Now, there are some
yeah,
people who get unalived due to their own actions, and all you can do is shake your head and be like, and
right,
then sometimes people unalive themselves by actual accident, and then those are travesties.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah. It's usually the travesties when it's an
yeah, no,
accident, right? Rather than it's like,
all the stupid stunts Evil Knievel did, right? Like all the
hmm
craziness and like people who do Daredevil type stunts or stuff that get like seriously injured, or people who play
hmm
sports
hmm
that get seriously injured, like
yeah,
um like anything remotely dangerous. Like it's a huge risk reward thing. Most of the time the reward is definitely higher than the risk, but sometimes there are
yeah,
people like that one guy who broke his neck at the X Games, like doing like failing a trick or something like that. Like,
hmm
or there's probably like any number of people who have hurt themselves like
oh, for sure.
irreparably, like at these things. Like I'm pretty sure somebody's died at the Olympics already. Not this year, obviously. I don't think anyone's died at the Olympics this year.
The
But
la-
like,
the last one I recall, it was the skeleton
mhm.
luge, in Sochi.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, no, you gotta be kind of insane to go head first at like 100 something miles an hour downhill in ice
Yeah,
on what is basically a knife bladed sled.
yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
you kind of
Um,
be gotta be just a little bit crazy.
just a little
Yeah.
bit.
No, I'm surprised they haven't
But
made
yeah,
like, I don't even know how you would like go about trying to crash safety somebody in that situation. I don't think you do. Like I don't think you
no,
can. Like I think the physics are physically against you to try to like protect somebody who's going headfirst that fast, basically at terminal velocity downhill. Like
hmm
I mean, they're going fast enough
it's
where if they
fast.
like create even the tiniest bit of lift, they're flying. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
pretty
yeah,
much.
like uh, that.
Sorry, sorry. I know my
Mm-hmm.
reaction. They finally, because I'm a pop collector. I'm a huge pop collector,
Mm-hmm.
and there was um there was something that I proposed for for Funko to do when it came to Dragon Ball Z pops, and that was to get a pop figure of Goku and Piccolo when they get their driving license. And they just dropped a photo of Piccolo trying to get his driving license, and I know my ass is going to hunt that down. And the Goku one should be coming shortly, where he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt or a baseball tee, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sorry, I just got really excited. Sorry to interrupt. My Caleb saw my reaction. I was just like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god!"
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, because I've been asking for them to do that for over 5 years, and now I have a
yeah.
taste.
And now you know it's gonna happen. Actually, I don't think I've like. I don't think I've ever been into something that much where I'm like, I really want this, and then
I can understand it.
like I don't know. I kind of like. I guess I'm not an active consumer of things. Like I'm not
hmm
like
hmm
constantly wanting things to be made for me to buy.
Right. Oh no, I understand that.
Like
I'm. It's just more so for the fact that the opportunity has been there for a while, and it's like, why made you decide to sit on this for
yeah,
this
like you
long?
could have done this in
Um.
like a split second. See, that's another weird thing because it's not like the Funko Pop dolls are actually particularly difficult to make.
Right. It's just the mold, and then the time to
Yeah,
make them.
which really isn't that difficult or time consuming.
But you also have to consider that they're mass producing anywhere between minimum 1,500 when they're that limited stock to about
Yeah,
50,000.
but
Right.
once again, it's a plastic vinyl, right? The dolls are made out of, or
Yeah.
the figures, forgive me,
Mhm.
not dolls, figures, are made
Mhm.
out of a plastic vinyl. Now, technically speaking,
Right.
it's they're not individually painted or anything. They're kind of injection molded, or
They're
they're
painted.
painted. Okay.
They're painted. So like if you get acetone slash nail polish remover, you will erase. You will take paint
Oh
off.
wow. Okay. I thought that they were just like injected plastic.
No,
Okay.
no, not at all. They're painted. That's the reason why I paint them. Is because I wipe the paint off and then you put them and then you mold them, or not mold them, but you can get molding. You know, plastic
Mm-hmm.
molding, and you can attach it. Blah blah blah. But that's the reason why I enjoy painting them. Because Funko, I mean, I don't think anyone from Funko is going to listen to this, but Funko missed the opportunity for Pokemon Pops to have a shiny version called a Chase. Because Chase Pops are 1 out of 6 ratio when it comes to pop
Mm-hmm.
figures, and which makes them more rare. And when it came to Pokemon, there were multiple opportunities to have shiny versions of said Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
Pops, right? They kind of compensated by making a quote unquote shiny version, which is with diamond glitter in the paint, um, which isn't the same thing as the shiny version of a
Yeah.
Pokemon. So that's why I hand paint my shiny Charmanders and Charizards, and
So
if anyone else wants a pop,
so do
yeah.
you have a BBC? That is the question.
Not yet. I am currently trying to gather up the paints and matching paints to make said
Yes,
BBC.
because everybody needs that big black Charizard. Yes.
Yes. I mean, I thought we were going to go longer with the BBC, but I guess
Yeah.
this works
Nope.
too.
Nope. Big black Charizard. Everybody needs a big black Charizard.
Right? And not the Mega Evolution,
No, no, Charizard X.
the original. No,
No,
the original.
the
The
original
original.
big black Charizard.
I bought two 10-inch Charizard pops. They're the bigger
Mm-hmm.
versions. I have a couple regular 3.75 pops for Charizard, and I usually use the big one as a model because it's easier to
Mm-hmm.
paint with and easier to paint. But I think I am going to attempt to get an airbrush so I don't have the stroke
That would
marks,
be
and it'll look a
that
lot
would
cleaner.
be super cool. That'd be so dope if you got like if you get it done. Like make sure you share that on the social and stuff.
Oh, for sure. Like I have, I mean, I'll bring it out to you, but here's my shiny Charmander.
You did that yourself?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Have I never showed
Nah,
this
man.
to you? Oh yeah, meet the shiny Charmander.
Dude.
I paint the regular Charmanders. I mean, under this light they kind of look
Yeah.
the same, although one's
Yeah.
definitely shinier. But I paint these, and I usually give them out as gifts, or if someone really wants one, then I'll sell it. But except the 10-inch one, this one's personally
Yeah.
for me. But yeah, I painted
That's
it.
freaking awesome.
It's really cool, and well, his head's supposed to turn, but because it's an older pop that I haven't like really taken
Mhm.
care of, yeah. And then I have a Charizard as well, and then the hard part about the Charizard is going to be the wings because it's in there unless I am able to separate the plastic, but I'm going to have to look at tutorials in order to do so. And I realize that the audience cannot see this, so I will try. I will try to post what I'm talking about when this
When
occurs.
this episode comes out. Shortly after St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day.
Shortly before. Yes, a week after St.
Yes,
Patrick's Day.
indeed.
It should be, time wise anyway. But yeah.
How you doing on time?
I think. It's 7:14. We're
Okay, just making sure.
Um,
Because I thought you said you were
No, no.
heading out around 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, we still
Okay.
have time. But yeah, for the most part, that's it, right? It's like I collect these pop figures. For those of you who don't know, it's not At first it used to be a problem. I used to have an addiction to buying pop
Mm-hmm.
figures. I mean, much rather pop figures than booze, alcohol, or booze and drugs. I was about to
Well,
say
first
booze,
and
alcohol, and
foremost,
drugs,
you're
but
not
booze and drugs.
consuming your pop figures, so that is a definite plus. If you started eating said pop figures, I would be concerned.
As far as you know, I have not.
Actually, you know what? They should really invest in some sort of candy company that makes like I don't know, fruit leathers or something. That so you could actually eat your pop figure.
Well, they've done collaborations with cereals, so they have had cereals, and then the prize inside are like little tiny pop
Yeah,
Funkos.
but hear me out. Would
I'm
you not
listening.
want to like potentially take a bite out of Piccolo and have him taste like I don't know, green
Green
apple?
apple. It would work. I would see it more like a gummy
Oh yeah, no, like
than a fruit leather.
actually, because they already have the molds. Why couldn't they just get like Haribo to like send them a whole bunch of their like gummy bear gelatin or whatever, and like
Uh, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Because like that's the thing is that they are the smaller ones that are like keychains are as big as like an inch tall.
mhm.
So, gummy candy, it
Yeah,
can
no,
work. Or if they just decide to use the mold for
yeah.
the heads, heads work too.
Actually, yeah, that'd be kind of cool to have like a Goku head that like I don't know tastes like strawberry.
Oh, you chose
Yeah,
strawberry.
no,
Okay.
like
Would he be orange or would he be red though? It would have to be orange, wouldn't it?
kind. I would assume so. So like you could have like passion fruit Goku head. I don't know.
Well, because I'm thinking because we said Piccolo would be green apple, but in all actuality, I would love for him to be lime because there aren't very many lime
No,
things.
yeah. So if you were like lime Piccolo, and then I don't know,
Orange Goku, blueberry Vegeta, and then if you really wanted Bulma, it's like a different like blue
blue
flavor,
raspberry.
so that could
Yeah,
happen, right? And then I don't know, like there's so many characters because Frieza's
ha-
purple, so
no,
there's your
like
grape.
you be like really meta and make Chaozu filled with pop rocks because he explodes.
You're taking this to a whole new
This is
level.
next level stuff. Only real fans understand.
But what would we do with Krillin? Krillin would have to be yellow because of Destructo
Well,
Disc.
yeah, either that or you could just make him, two flavors because he tastes different the second time around.
All right, I'm going to end this call. I want to end this call because yes, I
Yeah.
got that. I like we said, if you're a DBZ fan, you would get all these references, and I don't like it because they're very smart and they're very funny, but I do not want to humor Caleb, so I am trying internally, externally, not to break and laugh.
You know I'm right. I'm just saying, and then like
Ugh. Go on. Go on. Who's
Mr.
next?
Popo is grape flavored.
No, that's why I said Frieza. I, you are going to get people pissed.
No,
You
no,
know that,
it
right?
makes perfect sense. You don't understand.
And then corn or Yajirobe is going to be bean flavored, red bean, and it's not the red beans on the
Actually,
inside.
that'd be pretty cool. Like a except they have to be like mochi. So they can't be like a gummy candy. They'd have to be like no, they could be in a Azuki Bean Haichu. There you go.
You are very excited about this conversation. I don't know if I
Why
like it or
why
not.
not? Like these are just free ideas because I know for a fact I would eat this candy and I would enjoy the hell out of it. Funko Pop, hit us up.
Let us do marketing. Let us do some. Networking and
Like
what is called that?
seriously,
Not
hire
debating.
me for any marketing, like any marketing where I'm allowed to like just freely use whatever ideas I have for like anyone. Like ultimately speaking, you might get sued because technically you don't own the property of which I'm like bastardizing, but at least people would recognize it and find it funny.
True, and also at the same time too, it's like they have their own deals for doing the pops as like stuff like that.
It's like I'm just saying, like candy for fandoms that isn't like some terrible like chalk candy that you find in like Spencer's or the other place. Like
Dad, what's that over there in the shadowy
yeah,
place?
no, no, that's not candy, son. Let's leave. Um, yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I'm just saying, like there are so many great ideas, and nerds have money sometimes, and they buy stupid stuff.
Sometimes. No, 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 no. That's not. It's not sometimes. You know, it's all the time. Don't
They
sugarcoat it.
will waste their money on stupid stuff because they don't need to go anywhere, so they don't need a car. Their income is almost 100% dispensable, which means they can buy stupid stuff. Like, it's, for the most part, like, you have an untapped market of, like, just crazy fans that just want to be able to consume, literally consume, like, their fandoms. It's almost like when people eat their feelings.
I cannot relate to that. Because when I'm in my feelings, I generally don't eat. I am the opposite of the problem.
No, I don't know. I like food too much. I can't not eat.
Yeah. Same. Same. But when I'm in my negative feelings, yeah, don't eat. Food does not deserve to be not loved like that. That's my logic when it comes to.
Oh no, I end up eating junk food when I'm feeling bad. It's like a self-hate loop, I think. I tend to like it's not healthy. It's definitely not healthy, and I know that's probably why it's not healthy. Like if I wanted to like I don't know eat like what is even considered healthy anymore?
I don't know. There's so many things inside regular foods that, like, even organic's not organic anymore.
Organic has never been organic. Like, if we're talking about, like, the quote-unquote organic green circle thing that they've slap on produce that is organically grown, there's no such thing as organic.
Don't forget there's air quotes. I was going to say, don't forget to add, Caleb's doing air quotes as we say this.
Organic with air quotes. Heavy air quotes. Doesn't exist. It's not a real thing because unless you're talking about like 1,000-year-old seed of that particular thing growing a tree that has never been tampered with, there's no such thing as truly organic. Yeah, all corn is a clone of itself. And technically speaking is brand new corn every single time while also being a clone. Bananas are all clones of themselves. Basically every grass, food, or fruit, anything from like that family. Quinoa is all cloning of itself. Soybeans are all clones of themselves. Like, most vegetables are indistinguishable from, like, the vegetable next to themselves. Like, it's really weird when you start, like, deep diving into it, and it's mainly thanks to like the large food producers of the world essentially annihilating every other crop of the source material. Yeah. So what is even healthy anymore?
Right. But it's also crazy because you brought up bananas. It's still crazy to me. I think we've mentioned this before in the podcast. It's still crazy to me that banana flavored things is what bananas originally used to taste like.
Yeah. Which is like this weird, like, gross sort of thing. Yeah, no, like
that feels a little too sweet for no reason.
No, but you know the reason why bananas used to be like crazy, weird, flavored, and too sweet for no reason. It's because that's the only way that they could propagate. Because bananas used to have seeds.
Yep, bananas used to have seeds, and then bananas now. I mean,
Yeah, no,
don't
like,
really.
banana plants.
They
The banana plants grow up from themselves. They like. I'm doing like circles in the air. Like they're like the jellyfish life cycle. You know, they like infinitely grow from themselves. The second they create the bananas and die, another one grows up from inside of it. Except sometimes they grow out too, so it's kind of like a hydra, but it's not.
yeah.
Like
I mean, cause bananas are, what are they? They're try something. They're oh, I can't remember. They're a tried something. I can't think of it right
yeah,
now, but it's the way. It's the reason why it's the way. It's the reason why they
yeah.
propagate that
I
way.
can't remember what it's called. Pineapples are very similar too because they they grow from themselves. They like pineapples have seeds, but the pineapple seeds aren't like I don't think you can actually grow a pineapple from the seed. Like the way I've always been told to propagate a pineapple is you cut the top off of the pineapple and you grow another pineapple plant.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Yeah, pineapples are
yeah,
interesting. I mean, it's weird because if you have never seen how a pineapple grows, it's a
yeah,
trip. You don't
yeah,
expect it
no,
that way.
like most people think that pineapples grow on some sort of tree or something. No.
Or
Or
they
they
hang,
hang.
or that they
No.
hang.
Nope.
Nope. No, not at
No.
all. They go from the ground
Yeah,
up,
but
not from the not from the
you
sky
think
down,
reverse
like a lot of
carrot.
things. That's
Yeah,
true,
no.
huh? It is pretty much
It's
a reverse
basically a
carrot.
reverse carrot. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
And I think the thing with a banana that I was thinking about was like tri-segmented. It's literally the only tri-segmented fruit. Like any of the bananas in its family, like
Yeah.
plantains
No,
and
it's
different forms
different.
of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I want to find a world or an island that still has the original banana. Because you know how like there are some territories that are like
Yeah.
uncharted. I want to find a true
The
banana,
the the
a real
search for the
banana.
true banana.
That would be a great show, a great movie. And I mean, you could have like it could be like, oh, you know what? That could be like a Donkey Kong movie. Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, trying to find the
Yeah,
true
the search
banana.
for the origin banana, the all banana.
But it's going to be interesting because I brought that up about the Nintendo movie. I still can't believe Chris Pratt is Mario. Mm, mm. I still can't see it.
I don't know. I haven't looked at any of the casting decisions for that movie. I could really care less.
The one thing that is very interesting, I'll tell you this right now, is that Bowser is played by Jack Black, which is a very interesting take. Like the casting of the Nintendo movie is still baffling to me. Speaking of Nintendo too, do you plan on watching the second Sonic movie?
No, I haven't seen the first one.
Oh, that's what we have to do.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's our movie list. We have The Last Airbender,
yeah,
Frozen,
and then
and Sonic the
Sonic the
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog movies.
I think you'll be excited about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie because it's pleasantly
Okay.
surprising. It's not going to be an atrocity of
The original trailers. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, they're so
like
bad.
I still think it's a conspiracy. Is that they probably made two versions of the movie and they're like, hey, let's see what it's like to have this Sonic out. World said not on our watch.
no, it's not a conspiracy. Like, okay, there's no way you would purposefully nuke your own advertising campaign that way. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You wouldn't like spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars required on just rendering out a single frame of like this Sonic the Hedgehog that's like purely digital for the sake of creating this trailer just to like make buzz. Like if they had the original like if they had the Sonic that they have now in the original trailer like from the very beginning, this wouldn't have even been like it wouldn't have even been a talking point. People would have just gone to like
No.
the thing and then like watch the movie. But like meanwhile they were trying to compete with Detective Pikachu. Like with Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds as Pikachu. Like, you don't compete with that.
Right.
Like, you don't.
You can't compete with Daddy Reynolds
no,
over there.
like,
Just
Ryan Reynolds did like the thing, like he's on TikTok, and he broke TikTok for like a couple months because he was on TikTok.
What's crazy? Yeah, what's crazy about the whole Detective Pikachu thing is that I remember seeing in an interview that Ryan Reynolds, they asked him to be Pikachu. And so when he came in to do like voice recording and to do some audio checks, he started to do voices for Pikachu, like not his normal voice. And they were just like, no, use your normal voice. And he's like, are you sure? They're like, yes, use your normal voice.
Just
And
read the line. Don't do anything special. Just
Yep.
read the line.
just read it in your natural voice. And he was like, all right. And then, that's why I guess a lot of it that worked for it too is that people had that, I have to say, nostalgia feeling of Deadpool, because I mean, he was basically a Deadpool in a fucking Pikachu costume. But yeah, no, it's so we have 4 movies
Yeah.
to watch, or 3
I actually
movies.
want to rewatch Detective Pikachu, so let's add that to like the very end of the movies. So like technically that's 5.
Okay. You know what? I want to put that in our conversation to
Yeah,
recall.
definitely.
Okay, let's see. I don't even know what episode that's going to be, so let's see. The last air. Oh, at this point, thanks again, guys. This has been 99.99% nonsense.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Peace out.